Hey folks, welcome back. Yeah, so this thing's not really running that great. Sounds like it's got a couple, two, three bad injectors. But these 6 liters with a scanner can actually be pretty easy to diagnose. So let's get the scanner hooked up and go through the things we check for when we go to start it, and we'll see if we can figure out right off the bat what's going on with this one. Okay, first thing we're going to do is go into the powertrain control module. We're just going to find out first what codes we've got. Okay, got a couple of glow plug circuit error faults. This thing will still start, so we're not really worried about that at the moment. But the one I noticed right here is this fuel injection control module performance, this P0611. So what we need to do is we're going to get back out of this and go into read data stream. Okay, so as you go through here, you know, if you had a no start, you can check this camshaft synchronization. We're not going to choose that because this thing will start and run. But what we want to get through here is we want to go power from the ignition switch for the FICM. The main one here, we want this FICM for fuel injection control module, main internal injector power, because that's one thing we're going to want to see. And then we're going to go over here and go through ICP voltage, injector control pressure, injector control pressure regulator percentage, injector control pressure actual PSI, and then I usually click the desired, and those are going to be pretty much the we got 4, 5, 6 PIDs right there. Like I said, if you're tracking down a no start, you'd want to do that sync, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So go ahead and click OK. Now at first glance, we got good FICM in. This is that internal voltage right there, 48. We got 12 volts going in. This is going to read what it's going to read. You know, that down at its lowest, it's fully open right there. You don't ever want this to read that. And you also don't ever want it to reach 85. And then here's your ICP actual oil pressure here. And then this ICP voltage right here, 0.25. This is a later 04, so that's exactly what you want to see. So what we're going to do is you're going to go ahead and cycle this key and start this pickup up. And now the other thing, sounds better now that it's been started, but you can see that the voltage, you know, did stay up. I'm gonna go ahead and crank this over. Watch that FICM voltage, very top. You don't want that to go down below 45. We keep dropping. 41, 41 and a half, 42. ICP regulator is good. Desired pressure 1280. We're right in that exact pressure, so we're not dealing with a low oil pressure, but we are dealing with the low voltage for the FICM. Then you see our voltage kind of travels right back up to the 48, but you don't want it to go down below 45, and we've got down to about 40, and then it kind of stabilized a little bit about 41 and a half, 42. So this one needs a new FICM because we have all the proper voltage going into it. It's just not delivering what we need out to the injectors, and so that's what we need to do. First thing, we need to start with this one. Okay, on these, the FICM lives right in there. We just need to take this tank off of here. I just usually undo these these two hoses right here, couple of bolts, and then just kind of roll this thing over into this area here. We'll get it off. Okay, there's where our thickum was at. So like I said, just roll this around here, take this hose off the nipple right here, and just attach it to there so don't lose any water out of it. Stick this one up high like that so it doesn't leak. One thing I did notice on this one, it was not mounted down. Vibrations and all that stuff can probably kill these things, but like it's supposed to be, there's supposed to be some nuts on here and then a couple of bolts in the back, at least one I think, can't remember for sure. All right, we got the new thickum installed here. I'm gonna try to get a better shot here without the glare. Well, unfortunately, this is about the best I can do. I just got the sun shining in behind the window here, so I can't get in the shot farther. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and cycle this key again. On camera focus. Hey, you can see we got the, boy, this is just not clear at all, is it? Hey, it's a little better. So you don't run that great still, but you can see our voltage is up here, staying up here at 48, so we did fix that issue. Remember, we did have, well, hold on a sec, I will, definitely runs better, but it's still missing on a hole. But you remember we had that injector number 1 control circuit fault in here the first time when we went into this deal. But so we've got better voltage now with the thickum, you know, I mean, that needed to be done. Let's go back in here, read the fault codes and see if that one particular fault came up. Hopefully we've got their glow plug error still. A lot of glow plug error. So I'm not going to worry about those right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do this injector electrical self-test here and see if all the injectors are hitting electrically. Okay, we're going to go ahead and run this test. What it's going to do is it's going to cycle all of them, and then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8. When it starts, you're going to start with your number 1, because this is 1, 3, 5, and 7. 2, 4, 6, 8. So what's going to do is it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And then it's going to do all of them, and then it's going to do the individuals again, and it's going to do all, I think it does 3 times, so. Okay. Oops, I lost count. One, no, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are missing number 2. I thought I heard it. We're gonna go ahead. It didn't say, did not put any codes out for it, but it did. Thought it might have hit one time. We're gonna go ahead and run this again. Nothing. One, no, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So no number 2. Okay, so the first thing we're going after is you know, checking out obvious wiring issues that you might see. I know this has nothing to do with our injector problem, but when you see stuff like that, you cannot have that. Don't ever fix anything like that. That's not fixed. So other thing I do notice is on that injector wiring harness for the that number 2 injector right here. See how it's like folded and pinched underneath of this. So what I was going to do is just go ahead and pull this connector out of here, but I'm going to have to get all this out of here. So I got to take this piece off, and we're going to look at the wiring there. Some people might be wondering, why am I not doing a like an injector cutout test or whatever? Well, we know electrically the number 2 doesn't work with the self test. We got to get that fixed, or else its injector cutout test is going to tell us the same damn thing that injector number 2 doesn't work. So and it's electrically not working, and that's what we got to chase after. Got to just chase after the symptoms you have, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get this deal off of here, and then I'll come back and show you what that all looks like in there. This turbo looks to be brand new, and when this thing does run, and I have driven it a little bit down the street, I do notice a leak. Most likely they probably do not have the deal lined up in here. I've done that mistake before, where you put thermal in there and you don't have the up pipe lined up, and it will leak right there, and you'll get low boost faults and this, that, and the other, and low performance and whatnot. So you know, again, this is just kind of stuff that I kind of take into account for and using my eyes and stuff, you know. So anyways, yeah, let's get back to this, get this off of here, and let's have a look see at that injector wiring harness there. All right, hopefully you can kind of see this. I haven't found anything yet, but you see how this is just kind of like pinched and pushed down on top of this deal. That can break wires and stuff like that. That was this piping right here, you know, that goes up into here for your intake. The other thing is, I found that down, just laying down in there. This thickum was totally loose and just sitting in there. This is obviously what I did just temporarily, because I didn't have the right bolts and all that kind of stuff that would go in there, but at least I found that now. Just clues that, you know, whatever had been done to this pickup before, you know, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at everything, but definitely a lot better than this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this injector plug off of here and get this kind of pulled up where we can actually examine it and look at it. Okay, I hope this is showing up. See how that wire's cut and chafed right there. If I dig around here more, I'll probably find some of these other ones are like that. And the way these are really bent like this, that could break wires and stuff. So we're gonna have to get us a new wiring harness and stuff up here. I'm gonna try to go ahead and fix any of this stuff just for troubleshooting purposes, you know, to see if I can get this injector to work, repairing this. But that's not the way you want to leave it permanently if you find something like this. This just needs a whole new wiring harness up top here. For one thing, it's old, and it's had lots of stuff done to it that people didn't really do the greatest job, hence something like this. So anyhow, we're going to see if we can fix this a little bit and see if we can get this injector working electrically again, and then we'll know what we need. The reason you're doing all this kind of stuff is you don't want to just go down and immediately dive into replacing the injector when an injector probably might not fix your problem, which is more possible that we've got electrical issues here more so than in the actual injector itself. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. Okay, kind of straightened around, fixed up these wires best I could. And then if you do have another injector, you can go ahead and plug in a new one there. Well, basically I said I ran this test and I still am missing number 2 out of there. Go ahead and run this test again. All 1, 2. Okay. So yeah, even though we did find something we thought might have been obvious, went ahead and hooked this up, and you know, we're still going to need to replace this harness. I'm going to have to quote the customer that, but at minimum, or also well, minimum, we're are going to have to go down into the valve cover here and replace this number 2 injector, because it's not electrically working past this point. So we are going to have to do that, so we'll get that done, and find out, you know, if that's going to help us at all. So we'll keep going. Okay, so I know I haven't been, you know, like doing any of the filming on how to do this. There's a lot of videos on how to replace injectors and this, that, and the other. This video is mostly just about troubleshooting, but I do like to offer tips when I can while doing this. When you get your new injector in and torqued, go ahead and snap this thing in place. You know, obviously you're gonna have to do that before you put the valve cover on there, but put your injector and get it snapped in there while you have this off, because I've done this before when you think you got this in here and you got the valve cover and everything all back on, and you go to snap this injector back in here and this thing falls back through. There's not any way to get it, and you'll say a few choice words, throw tools, this, that, and the other, just trying to help you avoid not doing that. So snap that in place, put your injector line on now, and then you won't regret it later on. So anyways, we'll keep on going here. Okay, one thing I do is before you get everything all put back together, as soon as you get your FICM mounted and plugged in and whatnot, is go ahead and run the electrical self-test. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's all. And actually I'll do that if I'm working on happen to be working on this side and you don't disturb any of this. As soon as I get the injector in there and torqued and get the electrical connector, do that. I do that even before I put the oil rail on there, just make sure we got a good connection and all that kind of stuff. Does save you some headaches every once in a while. So anyways, we'll keep on going. Okay, so we got our turbo up pipe realigned, everything like that. Now, other thing I noticed on here, you know, besides this beautiful work right here, that is sarcasm, was right in here. You can see that we've got bare wires. And these are wanting to touch and kind of like melt together. So we're gonna get us a new plug here. Well, I can't fix everything on this thing. you know, I'm supposed to fix what I'm hired to fix, but you see stuff like that and it's like, well, we got to do that. So anyways, okay, I don't have a new pigtail from that, but if you, like me, have got older parts like something like this from a 7.3, you can use the line here from for one of the injectors. It is the same plug. I just transferred the little rubber seal over on it. It worked just fine, better than the other one that was on there. All right, got that wiring all fixed up there, everything put back together, and we'll give this thing a try. Well, folks, that's a wrap with that one. Hopefully that video helped you out some with troubleshooting one of these with rough running symptoms and whatnot. So anyways, thanks for watching.